To give us a more concrete theory, Aristotle evokes the four cardinal virtues. The word cardinal here means hinge. These are the four virtues on which all other virtues hinge. Courage is the mean between cowardice and foolhardiness. Justice is the mean between giving somebody less than she is due or deserves, such as the board's ignoring the CEO's drinking problem, or giving someone more than she is due, such as executing the CEO. Temperance is the mean between consuming too little of an available resource and consuming too much of an available resource. Now, we don't mean just food and drink, with which temperance is often associated, but any available resource, including organizational resources, for example. Prudence is the mean between acting on insufficient knowledge and failing to act on sufficient knowledge. Acting on insufficient knowledge, leaping before you look, would be imprudent by deficiency. And having all the knowledge you need to act, but failing to act anyway, would be excessively prudent. Incidentally, that word integrity, which we see all over the place, had as one of its earliest meanings the principle or property of having incorporated the virtues into one's life. Someone who is habitually courageous, temperate, just, and prudent would be someone of integrity. For a deeper dive into how the cardinal virtues pertain to ethical leadership, take a look at three of the optional readings. Leslie Sekerka, Richard Bagazzi, and Richard Chiringo write at length about moral courage as a necessary managerial competency. It's easy to translate into a leadership competency as well. Jeff Moore, noting that leadership virtues need not end with the four cardinal virtues, adds magnanimity and truthfulness as desirable leadership character traits. Ian Maitland seconds the addition of truthfulness or honesty to the short list of desirable virtues. Michael Neubert and company offer empirical evidence that virtuous leaders increase the ethical climate in the organization and thus enhance employee morale. There are many advantages to virtue theory. Here are 5 of them. First, it focuses on moral character over specific acts. As we know, one could act in a way that appeared to be morally good, but that wouldn't necessarily make the person morally good. Morality is a matter of character first and action second. Second advantage, virtue theory enables us to see why the word ethical and the word moral mean the same thing. We frequently use those terms as if they meant something different. We may hear somebody say that is both unethical and immoral. As we've seen, at least according to the original meanings, it would be redundant to say that. A third advantage of virtue theory is it shows us how to make the best of the basic moral theories. We ought always to aim for the mean regarding consequences, rules, and duties. Fourth, virtue theory is both absolute and objective, contrary to 2 of the shortcomings of egoism, relativism and subjectivism. Finally, virtue theory assumes free will. As long as we have free will, then moral debate remains meaningful, because we can hold people responsible for their acts. Virtue theory also has its challenges. Here are 2. First, the theory is potentially circular. I'm supposed to aim for the mean, but what is the mean in any given case? Well, whatever is neither deficient nor excessive. But what is neither excessive nor deficient? The mean. To invoke the golden mean, then, requires being able to defend it as the proper choice for reasons beyond that it is the proper choice. In our example above, some board members might feel firing the CEO is the moderate choice, while others may believe it is too extreme. Each side will have to defend its position logically, and they both can't be right. All we've done is gone around in a circle without settling that matter. A second challenge is that it assumes an agent's free will. If the determinist is correct, then this whole theory is beside the point. And since one of our concerns is the moral responsibility of the leader, and moral responsibility assumes free will, our whole enterprise is shot if there is no free will. Another advantage to virtue theory, incidentally, is it gives us a way to think about responsibility. Leadership ethics is a matter of accountability, integrity, and responsibility. For leaders to be accountable is for them to be answerable for their actions. To be answerable for their actions is for others to have the right to pass moral judgment on them. Integrity is how they show themselves that they are virtuous. And to be responsible for their acts is to be the cause of the consequences of their acts. Since virtue entails responsibility, let's take a closer look at what it means to be morally responsible for one's acts.